Alright, so I just got done watching, or most of video. Little girl being arrested for assault and battery, I think, pretty much. And I kind of had this like thought process about how like boss babe women, independent women, they're very not attractive. Because the masculine traits, it's not so much the money. I'm thinking about how like I'm a firm believer that believes in gender roles and stay in your lane. But from an aspect of if working, uh, pretty much in the big time fucking time at work, but in general, working brings out the masculine traits that women have, you know, or puts them in them. Then I would think that would mean for sports, maybe not to the extremist work, but it's also violence. I mean, because this video that I watched of this 13-year-old girl and how she was acting, my daughter will not react like this. Um, I'm definitely gonna be going like, I don't approve of my son fighting in school, but I will be going at it differently because it is in a man's DNA to fight. My whole thing with my son and daughters is it's more about how my daughters act and behave, or it's more about my sons and on the character they portray and who they really are. His word is going to be a lot more. His word is going to be carrying weight, or my daughter's actions, because they always say, "Don't listen to what she says, watch what she does." All right. With men, I mean, it's really, men is their actions. If their actions and their words don't match up, you know, then there's something out of foot. But it's mainly his words as well, because he has to be a valley of character. So for my son and daughters, it's gonna be differently. I mean, yes, it's I guess in some aspects sexist and bias and double standards and not fair. But that right there, you just described life. All right. Oh, all right. But when it comes to like my son and daughters, they're gonna be raised differently because life is gonna. They're gonna be split. It's like playing the same game, but at two different ends. It's the same thing D&D teaches you about the character you build and the stats you put in can either, make your character beneficial or not, be in the right party, get with the right woman, hang out with the right friends, can make your quest a lot easier. I mean, so for my sons, I mean, there's the same thing with like anything really. It's the whole dynamics on how to raise sons and daughters. It you're trying to teach them to interact in the same world, but come at it differently because women should move and or need to move a different way than men in reality and in the world and civilization and society. Men do not need like if you want to be a very feminine, man in touch with your sexuality, whatever, you're typically probably gay, but stoic, strong, dominant, masculine men are not. All right, just like very feminine, soft spoken, not argumentative, not disobeying, not a pain in the ass, not a know it all when you're really not. I mean, like those are annoying, mutated masculine traits inside of a woman. And that's another thing. Like men are not going after women for their ambition, their drive. Can they protect me? Can they keep me safe? That's not what men are looking for in a woman. All right, and women don't want emotional men, and men express their emotions the way men do, and it's not like women. Um, Women's way of expressing themselves is healthy for themselves, but it's not really healthy in a double-edged sword nutshell. um, I don't think women do well under pressure. I don't think they would do well with going through drama and trauma. Um, Men build themselves off of it if they can at least overcome it. Um, but I don't know. I just contemplate a lot of stuff about what kind of man. I mean, because I'm only 30. I'm about to be 38, and I'm still shaping me into who I am and who I want to be. Um, Still have things to work on. I definitely have a lot that I can prove. So I mean, I'm hoping while I'm trying to raise daughters and son and help them understand the world while I'm trying to understand it. So I mean, and then you gotta like worry about the people that your kids are gonna entertain with and interact with and deal with, and other families that they're gonna become to know, and as they get older, who they're gonna settle down with, and who knows what they're gonna be into and who they are, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, politically, religiously wise. I mean, are they gonna be a follower or a leader? Are they gonna be easily manipulated? Are they gonna be worse than you, better than you? Are you gonna give them the right information? That was one thing my mom always like. I mean, I never really particularly listened to the information that my mom gave me. My mom was one that mainly gave me information. My dad was too busy being the man of the house and the cook and this and that. But I never listened to my mom's advice, but I would definitely bring people around that needed to hear it. She's also very superstitious. Told me that I should not entertain a female that I entertained. And she was right. Uh, that's definitely something I'm definitely going to tell my kid as he gets older. Don't focus on women. All right. My daughters, yeah, they need to focus on a husband and sooner than later. My son, no, you can wait. Eat healthy, exercise, work out, get your status up there, get your money out there, build your character, build who you want to be. But while you're building yourself into that man and future husband for your wife that you come to meet, then you gotta look into yourself and what kind of woman you want, and then look at that woman and figure out what kind of man she's gonna want, what she's gonna look for, and that should be pretty easy because if I'm this way, this way, then I'm looking for the opposite or the mirror version. I'm looking for the female version of my counterpart. Um, So, I mean, definitely somebody that, being a dominant and alpha man, I want somebody that, that if you pick the man to follow, then you follow his lead and you trust his lead. You don't question it. This whole fucking 50-50 thing. And, where am my opinion? Who says I wasn't? Just because I don't ask you for your opinion doesn't mean I don't worry about your opinion. And if you're getting with somebody that you're going to spend decades with until the end of time, then I would hope you would pick somebody that, I don't know, maybe knows you a little bit and it's gonna get double-edged sword, but knows what's best for you. Um, because I think in a nutshell, that's what wives. I mean, that's why they, wives, do what they need to do. Get their man a cup of coffee. Doing this, they help their man with the little things. Take those off his back and help his day get started out nicely. I mean, it's the same thing with I want a woman that I can that I want to fucking shower gifts. I want a woman that she doesn't make me feel like I have to, be a certain way. Be the peace where you're her mountain, she's your peace. You know, she's that Snow White, in the woods with the creatures all around. She just brings you that kind of peace where everything falls into harmony, and you can just let the armor off and the rough facade, and you can just be. She doesn't question you because, like, she trusts you. Like, she chose you to be the father of her kids, her husband. And why would she question you? Why would she think that you know, would do anything that would be the best for you and her and the kids? Because that's what guys hear when you want to have a conversation and you want your opinion to be taken seriously. All we hear is that you think we don't care about how you feel and that you don't trust our leadership. You automatically assume that we don't care about your opinion or don't know you and that you don't trust our leadership. So then why are you with us? It's not like, oh, you just want a woman that just bends to your will. In a nutshell, yes. But I don't want to like have some bitch that I fucking like smack to fucking go do the dishes. I don't want to have to fight and argue and explain my opinion on why I think we should do this just to have you tell me that you think it's wrong or that you don't agree. Or then on the flip side that you do agree. So then why did I spend my time for explaining myself if you agreed anyways? And if you don't agree, what am I supposed to do with that? I mean, I feel like my opinion is the best there, and um, it is. And even when it fucking proves that fucking he was right and he did it your way and you were wrong, it just back to like it's like deja vu. It's like the next time this happens, we're gonna have to go through the same thing, and you're gonna get your way, and then you're just gonna find out that you're wrong. I mean, how many looks does it take to get to the center of finding out that you're not good leaders? Women are not good leaders. I mean, like you guys are not able. I mean, to lead. All right, and I think women need to stay out of the military because that's just it's either like you're gonna have to deal with fucking uh, soldier. I don't know what they're exactly called, but soldier bunnies. I mean, like women like for and then women all over the web are sexualizing the uniform, and I find that disrespect to the uniform. Um, and then for the military, you want the best of the best. I want soldiers. I want warriors. I want fighters. And that's another thing. Violence. There's that one little video that went around about would you kill for your kids? As a man, yes. As a woman, I don't expect them to. I mean, I would think any parent would say yes, just on natural reflexes. Like, yeah, it would. But when it comes to actually the actions that actually do it, I don't expect and I don't particularly want my wife to be ruthless. Be ruthless. I don't want. I mean, I'm hoping to never have to be put in that predicament where she has to defend the kids, but I don't want her to. I don't think that's her role. And I don't think violence looks good on women. All right, and violence and scars look good on men, but it doesn't. It's not attractive on women. I mean, I'm sure throughout time women have had to do things that doesn't quite fit in the natural law of things, but I mean, at one time I did. I mean, I did think I wanted a woman that could have my back on the battlefield, fight with me while she's pregnant, then give birth on the battlefield by herself with me next to her as I protect her with my sword while she gives birth. And as soon as she gives birth, she fucking takes off some cloth, wraps that baby up, and goes back to fighting. That was my ideal of a woman. You know, woman that can give birth and fight. But at home, she was the wife, the soft one. You know, she knew the time and place on when to speak like a man and when to act like a woman, kind of thing. I just definitely think about dynamics because, especially, I thought about life and what life had to be in store for me as a father of four daughters. Um, but it definitely my mind and everything definitely sped up and flip flopped and got all confused in my head after having a son. Now I'm thinking about life and choices and outcomes and religion and what the government has in store for the people, what society is going to look like in the future, what does the future have in store for my kids, a whole lot more than before. But now I'm all over the place, and yeah, that's it for now.